araw po sa inyong lahat. Inihahandog ng Manila Studies Program ng Kolehiyo ng 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗂, Universidad ng Pilipinas, Manila, ang MNL, mga natatanging lektura. Samahan niyo kami ngayong araw para sa isa na namang makabuluhang panonood sa serye ng mga lektura na handog ng MSP patungkol sa mga distrito ng Maynila. Ang Manila Studies Program o MSP ay isang regional studies center na nakabase sa Kolehiyo ng 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗂 sa Universidad ng Pilipinas, Manila. Ang MSP ay itinatag upang magtaguyod ng mga pag-aaral at pananaliksik tungkol sa iba't ibang aspeto ng Maynila at kinabibilangang rehiyon nito. Ang mga pananaliksik ay naglalayong makatulong sa pag-alam ng kasaysayan, kultura at pagkakakilanlan, pag-unawa sa kasalukuyang kalagayan at paghihiraya sa Maynila at rehiyon nito. Nilalayo ng MSP na makapag-ambag sa pagbubuo ng mga patakaran at programa na makakatulong sa higit pang ikauunlad ng Maynila at Kalakhang Maynila bilang isang premier urban center ng bansa. Sa ating episode ng MNL Mga Natatanging Lektura na may focus sa mga distrito ng Maynila, sasamahan tayo ng iba't ibang mananaliksik patungkol sa kasaysayan, kinabukasan at pagbabago ng iba't ibang paaralan, institusyon, pamamaraan sa pagtuturo at mga Katolikong ministeryo sa distrito ng Maynila. Ngayong hapon ay magsisimula ang ating panayam sa pagtalakay ng kasaysayan ng isa sa mga tanyag na universidad sa Maynila, ang De La Salle University. Hayaan niyo po akong ipakilala ang unang tagapagsalita sa hapon na ito. Si Dr. 𝗏𝗶𝗃𝗏𝗏 ay kasalukuyang naglilingkod bilang Assistant Dean for External Affairs and Lasallian Mission para sa College of Liberal Arts sa De La Salle University. Siya ay isang Associate Professor at dating Vice Chair ng History Department sa parehong universidad, kung saan siya ay nagturo ng higit sa 3 dekada. Siya rin ay nagsilbing Director ng Student Development Office sa nasabing universidad. Nakuha ni Jimenez ang kanyang Bachelor of Arts in History mula sa De La Salle University at ang kanyang Master of Arts at Doctor of Philosophy ng parehong may major sa History mula sa UST Graduate School. Handog niya ang kanyang presentasyon na pinamagatang Celebrating a Legacy of Excellence, A History of De La Salle University, 1975 to 2011. Ang abstract ng kanyang akda ay ang sumusunod. The Filipino nation grappled with political tumult ignited by the martial law atrocities under former President Ferdinand Marcos, the assassination of Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., and controversies that undermined the Joseph Estrada presidency. Student activism and nationalist ferment also stirred political unrest. The Philippine government's educational mandate called for embedding vocational and values education, promoting Filipino culture and the national language, and advancing science and technology. Since it attained its university status in 1975 to its centennial in 2011, De La Salle University, located in the bustling Malate district, had strengthened its faculty lineup and instituted changes in its curricula, student activities, and physical plant. This paper traces the history of De La Salle University from its official recognition as a university in 1975 to its centennial in 2011. Anchored on the Toynbee analytic, the researcher explains how the university organized its faculty, curriculum, student activities, and physical plant to address the challenges presented by the political conditions, educational demands and needs, and problems attendant to the growth and expansion of the university. The study examines how the student population grew over time. The researcher employs the historical method, essentially the descriptive narrative analytical method. Muli, para sa kanyang presentasyon na pinamagatang Celebrating a Legacy of Excellence, A History of the De La Salle University, 1975 to 2011. Tunghayan natin ang presentasyong hatid ni Dr. 𝗏𝗶𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Good day, everyone. My name is Dr. 𝗏𝗶𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Associate Professor of History at the History Department of De La Salle University. It is my pleasure to present my study on Celebrating a Legacy of Excellence, A History of De La Salle University, 1975 to 2011. This study aims to trace the history of De La Salle University from attaining official university status in 1975 until its 100th anniversary in 2011 analyzing how its faculty line up curricular offerings, extracurricular engagements, campus infrastructure, and student demographics developed through the decades. This study is based on the challenge and response theory by British historian Arnold Toynbee, detailed in his 12-volume work, A Study of History, published from 1934 to 1961. Toynbee challenged the traditional belief that civilizations arise from superior races or favorable environments. He proposed that civilizations are born and flourish due to a challenge and response mechanism. According to Toynbee, a civilization emerges when a society successfully confronts and overcomes the obstacles presented by its physical and social surroundings. The researcher describes how the university's administration structured the faculty curriculum, student activities, and campus infrastructure to address the challenges presented by the political climate, the changing landscape of education, and the growth and expansion of the institution. Now that we have understood the theoretical underpinnings, let's move on to the methodology employed in this study. The author employs historical method, that is the descriptive, narrative, and analytical method propounded by M.C. Lemon. Specifically, the descriptive method relates to describing, identifying moments in the past, describing past situation or circumstance, and uncovering aspects of the past. The analytical method goes beyond describing how things were, and this is indeed the case with many students of the past, for in addition to, instead of describing something past, they analyze past circumstances or situations. The narrative is not focused on describing an object, circumstance, or state of affairs, nor on analyzing, that is, explaining, comparing, objects, circumstances, or states of affairs cannot but be structured of things happening and in that strong sense on change. In the 1970s, De La Salle College took the daring step of applying for university status. After creating the Office of Development, it realized it had fully developed and met the requirements for a university set by the Commonwealth law. De La Salle submitted its application to the Department of Education and Culture in January 1975. Soon after, on February 19, 1975, Dr. Juan Manuel, the Secretary of Education, presented the university charter to Brother Gabriel Conon, FSC. The president of De La Salle, the college officially became a university on June 1, 1975. As the university gained official standing, it also underwent notable changes in its faculty, reflecting the evolving needs of a growing institution. By the end of the 70s, the undergraduate teaching staff had increased by 32%, from 230 in the 1975 school year to 304 in the 1977-1978 school year. 68 graduate faculty members had been designated as professorial lecturers. As the undergraduate student population grew, the teaching staff size more than tripled to 1,347 by school year 1984-1985. By 1990 to 1991, there were 565 faculty members. Between the 1993 to 1994 and 1995 to 1996 school years, the full-time undergraduate faculty increased by 15%, from 350 to 405. Over 9 years, the faculty size grew to 1,044, and by the end of the school year 2009 to 2010, the total number of full-time and part-time faculty had reached 2,490. In the College of Liberal Arts in 1977, the Behavioral Sciences program was divided into two separate programs: Behavioral Sciences, which included Sociology and Anthropology, and Psychology. The Interdisciplinary Humanities program, which began in 1980, integrated the study of history, philosophy, language, and politics. In 1981, the College of Liberal Arts began the Asian Studies program, offering specializations in either Japan or China. Following the approval by the Academic Council in 1981, the college offered the Philippine Studies program as a specialization starting in the second semester of 1982 to 1983 to lead the evolution of Filipino criteria in teaching and scholarship and emphasize the centrality of Filipino culture. The decision to separate the history political major program was made by the Council of Chairpersons and Council of Deans in their 1983 meetings and took effect in 1984. The Organizational Communication Degree Program was instituted in 1993 in consideration of the increasing need for specialists trained to analyze, evaluate, facilitate, design, and implement the communication requirements of Philippine organizations for their greater effectivity, efficiency, and productivity. In 1997, government recognition was granted to both the AB in Behavioral Sciences, majoring in Organizational Systems Development and Social Planning and Development. Let's shift our focus to the initiative taken by the College of Engineering in response to the country's development needs. The College of Engineering established programs in electronics and communication, manufacturing, engineering and management, and production engineering and management to support the country's development efforts. Let's delve into how the College of Science adapted its programs to incorporate emerging fields and technologies. The College of Science comprised the departments of biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics. In the 80s, the biology program evolved in the 1980s by integrating subjects such as ecology, radiation, biology, and physiology. In 1983, with approval by the Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports, the BS Mathematics Physics program was replaced by two programs, BS Applied Mathematics and BS Physics. The Department of Physics formulated a curriculum for BS Physics with computer applications, which was introduced in school year 1985-1986, spurred by Dean Rosario Jose's commitment to integrating computer applications. As mathematics physics majors began emphasizing extensive computer usage, the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics degree program was introduced in school year 1978-1979. Acknowledging the fast-growing domain of computer science, the computer application specialization was introduced in 1987. The Actuarial Science Statistics concentration, featuring a curriculum developed in partnership with the Actuarial Society of the Philippines, was launched in school year 1988-1989. Let's now transition to the College of Business and its efforts to meet the industry demands through expanded specialization offerings. Upholding its long-standing commitment to academic excellence in business studies, the College of Business broadened its specialization offerings to address the industry requirements. This expansion included introduction of marketing management, management of financial institutions, and advertising management. Furthermore, subsequent years witnessed the addition of specializations like legal management, enhancing the diversity of program offerings. In the following years, the existing programs were improved by introducing specializations including legal management, entrepreneurship, applied corporate management, and interdisciplinary studies. Let us explore the creation of the School of Economics and its role in providing a range of economics programs options. The School of Economics was created in 2010 to develop diverse economics program options. The School of Economics offered Bachelor of Arts, major in economics, and Bachelor of Science in applied economics, alongside double degree combinations, including BS in applied economics and BS in accountancy, BS in Applied Economics and BS in Corporate Management, BS in Applied Economics and BS in Business Management, BS in Applied Economics and BS in Marketing Management, BS in Applied Economics and BS in Advertising Management, BS in Applied Economics and BS in Legal Management, and BS in Applied Economics and BS in Management of Financial Institutions. Our attention now turns to the College of Education and its revisions in academic programs, showcasing its adaptability to changing educational requirements. In school year 2000 to 2002, the College of Education delivered the following academic programs: double degree programs, religious and values education, physical education, and sports and recreation management, teacher certificate program, and certificate in teaching religion. In 2011-2012, the College of Education revised its academic programs, discontinuing double degree programs and retaining the BSc major in mathematics with a specialization in computer application, and introducing such specializations as early childhood education, educational psychology, English, biology, chemistry, mathematics, physics, and physical sciences. It's time to shift our focus to the College for Career Development. The establishment of the College for Career Development was solidified after obtaining the Academic Council's approval of the proposal to create this college on September 29, 1979. In school year 1987 to 1988, the community college evolved into the College of St. Benilde, granting degrees in Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Computer Applications, and the Bachelor of Arts, major in Management. Our trajectory leads us to the innovations introduced by the College of Computer Science, or rather Computer Studies and Computer Education, to meet the increasing demand for computer specialists. The College of Computer Studies introduced a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Computer Science program starting in school year 1981-1982 to address a growing need for computer specialists. In the ensuing years, the College of Computer Studies optimized the computer science program, offering a program with dual concentrations: computer technology, information technology, and software technology. Commencing in school year 1996 to 1997, the college launched the BSCS major in computer engineering. The specializations were expanded to encompass such fields such as computer systems engineering, network engineering, and instructional systems technology. Moving forward from the advancements in computer education, let us examine the restructuring of graduate programs following the dissolution of the Graduate School of Education, Arts and Sciences. With the dissolution of the Graduate School of Education, Arts and Sciences, individual colleges oversaw their graduate programs. The graduate school offers advanced degree programs including engineering, science, commerce, education, business, computer studies, humanities, and social sciences. Let's explore how spiritual well-being is nurtured through the Campus Ministry Office. At De La Salle University, the Campus Ministry Office, now known as the Lasallian Pastoral Office, fostered the spiritual growth of the academic community members. In addition to organizing liturgical, paraliturgical programs, the office provided training for student ministers who played a vital role in supporting campus ministry programs and offering pastoral counseling. These student-led religious organizations were strong pillars in nurturing spiritual well-being within the campus community. Moving from spiritual formation, let's shift our attention to the Values Integration Program known as Pagkamulat. The Pagkamulat, a Values Integration Program, serve as a potent venue for faculty members to embody the university's mission and enhance their social consciousness. Through this initiative, values were woven into classroom discussion while students were actively involved in real community experiences. Let's explore the rich history of the catechetical program of De La Salle University. In 1952, the catechetical program under the guidance of the Brother Andelino Manuel Castillo, FSC, Religious Educational Foundation, was launched with an initial group of 29 student catechists. Subsequently, there was a significant surge in student catechists joining the program. Brother Manuel FSC then enlisted religion educators with professional credentials to ensure the effective administration of the catechetical initiative while soliciting assistance from charitable organizations and parish clergy to pay the remuneration promptly. Over the next half-century, 50 years, the Religious Educational Foundation extended its influence to include involvement in 18 public schools affiliated with 8 distinct parish areas. Shifting our focus away from the catechetical program's history, let's examine the social, civic, and political engagements of students at De La Salle University. The university supported organizations that were actively involved in social, civic, and political activities. The Anglicom was dedicated to fostering an awareness of Filipino and Chinese cultural heritage, promoting a sense of belonging and identity among Filipino-Chinese individuals. The La Salle Students for Democratic Action, LSDA, were oriented towards forming a national democratic society and bringing vital national issues to the Lasallian community. The Political Science Society was committed to advocating the universal brotherhood of men, regardless of race, sex, religion, political belief, based on justice upon which a peaceful society should be built. Kasaysayan, a group comprising students specializing in history, imbued with a nationalist orientation, aimed to instill love for country and social awareness through historical consciousness. Our journey takes us to the College of Sciences promotion of engagement with the natural sciences. The College of Science promoted engagement with the natural sciences through the planning and execution of activities designed to enkindle appreciation for the natural sciences. Among the activities conducted in the 1980s were laboratory observations, along with demonstrations and exhibits focusing on science and mathematics. The college actively sought to engage with prospective students by welcoming high school students to participate in these pursuits. Our exploration moves to the university's engagement in the country's political arena. The university showed a strong dedication to nurturing the promotion of the national language and culture. It organized extensive week-long observances for Linggo ng Wika, facilitated by the designated department. Declared in 1972, martial law led to the suppression of student rights and banning the student government at De La Salle. For nearly a decade, the absence of a student council left students without representation in university matters. The imposition of martial law may have succeeded in inactivating the students momentarily. Still, their activist fervor seemed uncontainable. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, a student activist instrumental in forming the Council of Student Organizations, vividly recalled that the pressing issues of urban poverty and unjust wages resonated deeply with the LaSallites. In defiance of the warnings from university administrators and outside constraints, significant efforts were undertaken in restoring the Student Council and campus paper. Indeed, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and fellow militants were relentless in their efforts to organize symposia condemning the Marcos dictatorship. Benigno Aquino Jr.'s assassination sparked intense furor and indignation, with the LaSallites within the halls of De La Salle University openly expressing their rage and disgust. The Student Council joined the sympathy rallies and campus rallies and arranged film screenings and symposia. However, many of the LaSallites left it at that and continued living their bourgeois lifestyles, choosing to detach themselves from national politics. De La Salle University was deeply engaged in the call to oust the Marcos regime. In light of the CBCP's condemnation of widespread electoral fraud and aggression, as well as Aquino's plea for the sustainment and continuation of protest against the unfair victory of Marcos and boycott of crony press and crony banks and other crony enterprises, the multi-sectoral task force on the elections crafted an integrated plan which encompassed activities such as the proposed closure of the campus for a projected general strike after Marcos's inauguration and the utilization of the Philippine Commercial and Industrial Bank, PCIB, for payroll management. The student leaders affirmed the dedication to the democratic struggle. About 700 members of the Lasallian community volunteered for the National Citizens Movement for Free Elections, NAMPREL, being stationed in 110 precincts, while approximately 400 individuals were deployed to LaSalle Green Hills. Taking the lead in rallying Lasallian backing were the LaSalle Students for Democratic Action and the Youth for Cory movement in collaboration with faculty members from the History and Political Science departments. The Lasallians exerted maximum effort to barricade Camp Aguinaldo following the Enrile and Ramos breakaway of Enrile and Ramos from the Marcos government. Dr. Villa Corta, the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts at the time, reminisced about De La Salle's role in the EDSA People Power revolt, noting in the EDSA People Power upheaval, De La Salle's contingent was one of the largest. From top, we met up with students of LaSalle Green Hills and marched to the area of Camp Aguinaldo. Transitioning to another chapter, let's explore De La Salle's involvement in the anti-ERA movement. While the nation struggled with the political turmoil from the Estrada presidency scandals, De La Salle University distinguished itself by launching an anti-ERA campaign in November 2000, demonstrating its commitment to socio-political reforms. The university formed the Alliance of Lasallians Against ERAP, or ALSA-ERAP. ALSA-ERAP convener and CLA Vice Dean Dr. Eric Batallo observed that the Alliance's membership had grown to 1,100, mostly students, who were active in mobilization, research and education, recruitment, production, and communications. On November 28, 2000, the Alliance organized a spirited noise barrage at the South Gate, led by DLSU System President Brother Rolando Dizon, FSC. ALSA-ERAP attended the National Jubilee Martyrs March and Mass, which was organized by Archbishop Jaime Cardinal Sin to commemorate commemorate the heroism during the Second World War of our forebears and to challenge the people to follow their patriotism and loyalty to the church, taking place simultaneously with the opening of the Senate impeachment trial on December 7, 2000. In the latter part of the third week of January 2001, following the senator judge's decision to reject the unveiling of the second envelope, De La Salle University lamented what it perceived as a death of justice. Signed by the university's administrative officials, the manifesto affirmed that nothing President Estrada can restore the loss of confidence in his leadership and his government. As De La Salle University prepared to commemorate University Week from January 22nd to 27, 2001, the College of Liberal Arts was set to lead initiatives under the banner of Alisin, aiming to encourage greater involvement and deepen community awareness. Our trajectory now brings us to the developments in the university's physical infrastructure. The Brother Gabriel Connon Hall, often known as the SPS building, was officially inaugurated during the commemoration of the university's 70th anniversary on June 16, 1981. The dedication ceremony for the 5-story engineering building, Urbano Velasco Hall, was held on November 14, 1981. It honored the memory of Urbano Velasco and Amparo Zamora, parents of Jeronimo Velasco, a De La Salle alumnus, as a tribute to all Filipino parents who placed the highest value on good education and who persevered to assure it for their children. Completed in 1990, the Information Technology Learning Center Intellect Building was constructed to meet the increasing enrollment demands of the College of Computer Studies. Subsequently, the Intellect was rebranded as the Gokongwei Hall. Extending over a land area of 4,860 square meters, a 4-story college building constructed at a cost of 32 million pesos housed THE administrative and faculty offices, classrooms, and computer laboratories featuring VATs, Fujitsu, and PCs. During the academic year of 1991-1992, a CAD-CAE, that's Computer-Aided Design and Engineering, training facility was officially unveiled in the Velasco Memorial Hall. The training facility was outfitted with 20 computers using ATS supervision, a program to two-dimensional drafting and three-dimensional design modeling, and FEM, finite-based element analysis, which is used to design by engineering. The Science and Technology Research Center, located on the north side of the university grounds, was fully built in school year 1993-1999. The research center hosts specialized laboratories for science, engineering, and computer studies. Moreover, the STRC offers facilities for a cutting-edge in the interdisciplinary environmental research center, focusing on environmental science research. Additionally, it provides laboratories for conducting research in molecular biology, tissue culture, organic synthesis, theoretical and computational physics, optics, solid-state physics, astronomical physics, and mathematics and statistics computing. Standing on the former site of the Brother Athanasius Gym, the 12-story Don Enrique Yuchengco Hall, finished in 2002, features a neoclassical structure and covers 12,254 square meters. The building is named in honor of the father of Ambassador Alfonso Yuchengco, the Philippine Permanent Representative to the United Nations and chairman of the Yuchengco Center. Brother Rolando Dizon, FSC, president of the De La Salle University System, proudly described the building as the nerve center of the university, as well as the hub of the university activities with its theater and teleconference rooms. The Brother Andrew Gonzalez Hall, recognized as the country's tallest academic building, was inaugurated on March 1, 2007 as De La Salle University marked Brother Andrew Gonzalez's 67th birthday, paying homage to the achievements of this exceptional dedicator and linguist. Of course, the dedicatory marker said something boasting, of course, the achievements of this educator. Let's pivot to examine the enrollment trends at the undergraduate level. In school year 1981-1982, undergraduate enrollment amounted to 6,355 students. The largest proportion of students, constituting 36.66%, were enrolled in arts and sciences, followed by engineering, 28.42%, commerce, 26.88%, career development 5.93%, and computer science 2.11%. There was a substantial rise in enrollment during school year 1987-1988 with 23,527 students admitted to the university. The business and economics programs accounted for the highest number of students, totaling 6,525. The College of Liberal Arts claimed the second spot with 6,220 students enrolled, followed by the College of Engineering in third place with 5,539 enrollees. The College of Computer Science claimed the fourth spot with 3,131 students, enrolling 2,111 students. The College of Science recorded the lowest enrollment rate. The Graduate School admitted 3,823 students, with the Graduate School of Business and Economics boasting the highest enrollments. Let us now transition to the enrollment landscape at the graduate level. In school year 1981-1982, in the graduate school, there were 2,923 enrollees, with 68.31% pursuing an MBA, while the remainder were enrolled in the Graduate School of Education. During the school year 1987-1988, the graduate school admitted 3,823 students, with the Graduate School of Business and Economics boasting the highest enrollment. Over a period of 10 years, enrollment figures totaled 11,667, with 9,430 undergraduates and 2,237 graduate students. At the close of the 2009-2010 academic year, enrollment rates in both undergraduate and graduate programs had decreased by 5%, resulting in a total enrollment of 11,027. Let's distill the key points for a succinct overview. From 1975, when it transitioned to a university up to its 2011 centennial, it faced significant changes and challenges arising from a blend of political events, educational directives, and its own growth and expansion, leading to significant institutional changes. Specifically, it confronted the challenges presented by the authoritarian rule of President Ferdinand Marcos, the tragic assassination of Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., the People Power Revolution of 1986, the tumultuous scandals of Joseph Estrada's presidency, heightened student activism, and nationalist agitation. The educational directives included embedding vocational and values education, promoting Filipino culture and national language, and advancing science and technology. There was a marked growth in its faculty over the years, enhancing its academic excellence. The university continuously reviewed and streamlined its curriculum to align with the national government's educational policies, ensuring compliance and relevance. And the university's resilience was evident in its response to external political challenges, educational requirements, and university's growth and expansion. Had the university failed to respond appropriately to these challenges, its operational effectiveness would not have been sustained. Thank you very much for listening.
Maraming salamat po, Dr. Jimenez, sa makabuluhang pagtalakay sa paksa ng kasaysayan ng De La Salle University. Mula nang ito'y maging ganap na universidad noong 1975 hanggang sa pagdiriwang ng kanyang sentenaryo noong 2011. Ngayon po ay tutungo na tayo sa susunod na panayam. Ang ating ikalawang mga tagapagbahagi ay isang grupo ng mga mag-aaral mula sa St. Stephen's High School sa Binondo, Maynila. Ipinapakita nilang maaaring manaliksik patungkol sa Manila Studies sa kahit anong antas at tungkol sa mga maaaring kinabukasan ng pag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng makabagong teknolohiya. Sina 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏, China Jimenez, Ashanti Liao, at Andre Su ay mga mag-aaral sa ika-12 baitang ng St. Stephen's High School na namumukod-tangi sa parehong akademiko at mga extracurricular na gawain. Si Ishan ay dating kapitan ng swim team at kasalukuyang nagsasagawa ng pananaliksik patungkol sa pananaw ng mga tao sa AI. Habang si Sean ay mahusay na nagbabalanse ng kanyang partisipasyon sa STEM at basketball sa kanyang mga tagumpay sa pag-aaral. Si China, na nagnanais maging doktor, ay nakatanggap ng mga parangal at lumahok sa mga kompetisyon na patungkol sa agham. Si Ashanti, na may interes sa data science, ay nag-intern sa Harvard's Coronavirus Visualization Team, habang si Andre naman ay masigasig sa STEM at robotics ay nagpaplano magpatuloy ng karera sa inhinyera. Handog nila ang presentasyong pinamagatang Accelerating Learning, an assessment of AI integration in Chinese Manila High School's educational systems. Hayaan ninyong basahin ko ang abstract ng kanilang presentasyon. AI has become an indispensable asset in education. vastly transforming the educational landscape. While studies have examined teachers' and students' perceptions of AI's impact, few have collectively considered the views of teachers, students, and administrators, particularly in the Philippines. This study addresses this gap by exploring perceptions and practical applications of AI in Chinese Manila high schools in District 1, focusing on Tondo and Santa Cruz. Through a mixed method approach, interviews with 6 teachers and 3 administrators, and a survey of 111 students, the research revealed generally positive views of AI as an educational tool. Participants noted AI's role in enhancing knowledge accessibility, learning and teaching effectiveness, and idea generation. However, students expressed concerns about trust, data privacy, and academic integrity, while educators highlighted the need for critical thinking and cautioned against over-reliance on AI. The integration of AI in schools could revolutionize teaching methods, offering dynamic, personalized learning environments. AI provides adaptive learning systems, intelligent tutoring, and real-time feedback, catering to diverse student learning paces and styles. Future studies should focus on developing ethical guidelines to enhance AI's methodological applications in education, ensuring that its integration is both effective and responsible. Muli, para sa ikalawang presentasyon na pinamagatang ay Accelerating Learning, an assessment of AI integration in Chinese Manila High School's educational systems. Tunghayan natin ang presentasyong hatid nila 𝗠𝗴𝗵 Hashanti ni Keisha T. Liao, China N. Jimenez, Sean A. Vrico, at Andre H. Su.
A good day to everyone. I'm 𝗠𝗴𝗵.
I'm China Jimenez.
I'm Andre Su.
I'm Sean Ko.
And I'm Ashanti.
We hope that you find our findings interesting, and more importantly, that they help you learn more about the current state of AI in the educational landscape today. We're excited to hear your feedback, comments, or suggestions. Without further ado, may we present to you our research paper on AI Accelerating Learning, an assessment of AI integration in Chinese Manila High School's educational systems. Today, we are amidst a rapidly evolving landscape where artificial intelligence has become more than just a buzzword. It is a pervasive force across diverse sectors. Professionals in various fields are integrating AI into their workflows, leveraging its capabilities to enhance their expertise. Education, too, stands at the forefront of this AI revolution, where both educators and students are reaping significant benefits from its integration. According to the International Data Corporation, a staggering 92% of educational institutions are already harnessing AI technologies regularly, signaling a profound transformation underway in the realm of learning and teaching. During the pandemic, schools had to switch from face-to-face to online classes, which was a significant adjustment for both teachers and students. Adapting to new learning methods became essential to minimize virus spread. Innovations in AI for online learning like Google Meet became crucial, enhancing students' experiences. The pandemic brought to light the importance of AI in managing such critical situations. As regular classes resumed, schools continued using AI-driven tools. While AI integration offers many benefits, it also raises concerns about potentially hindering students' critical thinking development. This technology revolutionizes learning methods and prompts us to consider the broader implications of AI on education, both positive and negative. In recent years, the integration of AI in education has been a topic of significant interest and debate. Studies by esteemed scholars such as Estrada and Miranda, Gushin Aydemir, Perez, and Rodway and Shipman have shed light on the benefits and challenges of AI in education, generally presenting positive outcomes. Estrada and Miranda conducted a literature review to synthesize existing research and develop a comprehensive understanding of the dynamics of ubiquitous learning environments enabled by AI. Rodway and Shipman conducted a survey to assess the psychological impacts of AI on student engagement and well-being over time. Gushin and Aydemir conducted a phenomenological research, gathering deep insights from various educational stakeholders to explore the performance expectancy and functional risks of AI. Perez's study focuses on the impacts and examples that delve into both the social and psychological risks associated with AI in education, focusing on issues like privacy concerns and the potential increase in student anxiety due to reliance on technology. While these studies provide valuable insights, they primarily focus on either students or teachers and often within specific educational or cultural contexts. This leaves a gap in understanding the overall impacts of AI on the educational system, particularly in the Philippines. Moreover, they do not fully explore the perceptions and concerns of all stakeholders in the educational ground, such as students, teachers, and administrators. Our study aims to address this gap by examining the utilization of AI in Chinese schools in Manila. We employed a comprehensive mixed methods approach to explore not only how AI influences teaching and learning, but also its integration into the entire school environment. By engaging with various stakeholders in education, such as students, teachers, and administrators, we aim to gain a comprehensive understanding of AI's overall impact. This approach is crucial because educational and cultural settings in the Philippines may differ from those in other countries. Our research will contribute to providing a clearer understanding of how AI is integrated into schools in the Philippines, exploring the perceptions of the parties involved to help make informed decisions on AI integration in education.
Our study aims to answer the perceptions of students, teachers, and administrators on AI integration, current practices implemented by teachers and administrators, the benefits of incorporating AI technologies, the challenges of AI integration within the educational domain, and the overall impact of AI on educational outcomes in Chinese Manila high schools. So, in our framework, we have three primary categories, which are perceived risk theory, UT-AUT model, and ubiquitous learning. Perceived risk theory refers to the risk of people predicting the outcome of the behavior before the behavior is implemented. It is one of the theories that can be used to explore the factors that influence students' willingness to use AI-assisted learning environments. The UT-AUT model, which stands for the Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of Technology, is a model that investigates the acceptance of technology on certain grounds. It has been used to understand students' usage and acceptance of AI systems. Lastly is ubiquitous learning, which refers to an everyday learning environment that is supported by artificial intelligence and wireless networks. It is aimed to provide learners with learning activities anytime and anywhere. These three categories collectively shape the perceptions, challenges, benefits, and practices in AI integration. These are the terms used in this study. Artificial intelligence is the representation of machines' capacity to perform tasks that are usually carried out by the human mind. The perceived risk theory refers to the risk of people predicting the outcome of the behavior before the behavior is implemented. Functional risk refers to the potential that technology may not perform as expected. An example could be where AI is not able to generate real citations when making essays. Social risk refers to social challenges brought on by technology. An example could be privacy concerns. Psychological risk pertains to anything that could have a negative impact on an individual's mental state and overall mental well-being. An example could be where a student may become too dependent on AI, which will affect their critical thinking. The UT model refers to a widely used model that examines the acceptance of the technology on certain grounds. Performance expectancy refers to how an individual thinks a particular technology will improve their productivity, efficiency, or effectiveness. Ubiquitous learning refers to an everyday learning environment that is supported by artificial intelligence and wireless networks in our everyday lives.
In our study, we use a mixed methods approach to understand AI integration in Manila's educational system. For students, we employ a quantitative, descriptive research designed to quantify AI use and their perspectives on it. Students participated voluntarily, providing responses through Google Forms. With data analyzed using descriptive statistics in Excel, for teachers and administrators, we use a qualitative phenological approach to explore their experiences with AI. Through face-to-face or virtual interviews, participants with at least 3 years of experience shared their insights. Thematic analysis was used to identify recurring patterns and themes. The questionnaires for both surveys and interviews was adapted from existing research with minor adjustments for context. We compared the results from students, teachers, and administrators to address each research question.
Our results and discussion are divided into 4 themes based on our statement of the problem, namely 1, perceptions and the integration of AI in education. 2, practices, the current implementation of AI in educational systems. 3, benefits, the positive impacts of AI in educational systems. 4, challenges, the obstacles of AI in educational systems.
The perceptions of students towards the integration of artificial intelligence in education are overwhelmingly positive, with 84 out of 111 students showing support for incorporating AI into their education system. The figure shows that over half of the students from Chinese Manila high schools hold positive opinions on the use of AI in their classrooms, with the most commonly used words being helpful and tool. This data shows how much students want to embrace AI tools for their educational practices.
For teachers and administrators, they had varying opinions. 4 participants expressed a positive outlook on AI integration in education, emphasizing the potential of AI to enhance student engagement. Others also mentioned that integrating AI is convenient and would improve learning. On the other hand, 3 participants held a negative outlook on AI. One shared, since AI is still in its infancy, there are still so many things that we don't know of concerning AI. Others echoed this sentiment and expressed their concerns that AI could replace educators. Despite these fears, there's a consensus that AI is already here and it's here to stay. For current practices, this was more on teachers and administrators rather than students, as it focuses on the contrast to traditional teaching methods. In the classroom, 7 of 9 participants shared that they are already using AI in the classroom, leveraging software and applications to support student learning across various educational sectors. A participant shared how she utilizes 𝗀𝐿 in her classroom, a chatbot based on a large language model. Another participant also encouraged the use of AI to reinforce students' growth, particularly in the realm of art. In teaching methods, 6 participants shared insights on integrating AI into teaching methods and instructional materials, noting its role in enhancing convenience and efficiency. One participant spoke about the administrative aspect, saying that they use AI to help make important decisions. And another participant shared his or her use of 𝑒du.ai for making lesson plans.
Our third theme is on the positive impacts of AI in educational systems. Some of the benefits from the student's aspect is the personalized learning experiences and providing immediate feedback. AI's ability to quickly evaluate and respond makes tasks more efficient for the students. Figure 3 strongly suggests that students are already aware of the benefits of AI, showing that students have an understanding on how to use AI for personalized learning and immediate feedback. Figure 4 supports this view by revealing that students believe in integrating AI in education. 77 of 111 students are confident with ratings of 4 and 5 in AI's ability to improve their academic performance. This confidence likely comes from AI's ability to provide a more engaging and customized learning experience. Now, let us move on to the benefits the teachers and administrators shared.
Some of the benefits that teachers and administrators shared are accessibility, efficiency, and ideas. A participant shared that AI is a form of ubiquitous learning, meaning that we can learn anytime, anywhere at any time, making learning more accessible for everyone. Additionally, another participant emphasized AI's role in simplifying tasks, such as creating lesson plans, thereby increasing efficiency for educators and reducing their workload. Furthermore, all participants agreed that when used correctly, AI tools can aid students in generating ideas for projects and lessons, while also assisting teachers in developing novel teaching methods, thus enhancing their teaching capabilities. For our fourth theme, we look at the challenges, the obstacles of AI in educational systems.
Challenges AI technology shown by the students are building trust in the information provided by AI, student privacy, and the ethical use of AI tools in education. Figure 5 demonstrates the challenge of trust, showing that students are not so confident in the information given by AI. 39 of the students are confident, but 50 of the students are neutral, indicating that AI needs to be more reliable and accurate to be accepted by the students. For Figure 6, the challenge is about privacy. 32.4% of students answered considerable unease, and 17.1% expressed severe concerns about how AI might handle their personal information. The main concern is the necessity for transparent AI practices so that students feel their data is protected. In Figure 7, the focus is on trust students have in AI tools to improve learning without resulting in negative outcomes like plagiarism. The data indicates that 44 respondents show neutral trust, while a combined 41 respondents show no trust, suggesting again that students have very little trust in AI. Next are the challenges presented by the teachers and administrators.
The challenges posed by the participants encompass the necessity for critical thinking, the social aspect, overdependency, plagiarism, and the rapid pace of updates. Participants emphasize that students should not blindly rely on AI. It is crucial for them to cultivate critical thinking skills and understand that AI merely serves as a tool. Without critical thinking, students may become overly reliant on AI, which presents another challenge for AI adoption. One participant noted that while it's possible to use AI from start to finish, doing so could foster over-reliance and hinder genuine learning. Effects of overdependence include laziness, a decline in decision-making skills, and neglect of social aspects, a separate challenge identified by the participants. Two participants highlighted AI's deficiency in social aspects. A participant emphasized that education involves interpersonal interactions and cautioned against overdependence on AI, which could erode human connections and sideline emotional and social aspects. Additionally, plagiarism emerges as a significant concern, as students may unethically utilize AI, resulting in plagiarized work and complicating teachers' efforts to discern originality. Lastly, participants expressed apprehension regarding the rapid evolution of AI, particularly among educators who may struggle to keep pace with updates, especially those with limited technological proficiency. In conclusion, our study investigated the perceptions of students, teachers, and administrators regarding the integration of AI in education, revealing a generally positive outlook on its potential to enhance educational practices. Educators are employing AI tools such as chatbots and AI-generated lesson plans to personalize learning and boost efficiency, with AI technologies in schools viewed as beneficial for improving learning experiences and teaching methods by enhancing accessibility and convenience. There are challenges, including concerns about trust, privacy, and academic integrity, with educators stressing the importance of fostering critical thinking and addressing social implications. Despite potential risks such as plagiarism and ethical dilemmas, the overall sentiment is that the advantages of AI, such as adaptive learning systems and real-time feedback, outweigh these concerns. The study suggests that integrating AI into education not only prepares students for future workplaces, but also fosters the development of dynamic, responsive learning environments, advocating for a balanced approach with proper guidelines to mitigate risk. The study acknowledged several limitations, including reliance on self-reported data and subjective interviews, which may not be generalizable. This study did not cover the economic and social factors that are crucial in assessing school readiness for AI integration. The researchers recommend future studies include a broader range of both public and private schools in Manila to better understand AI integration across different educational levels and settings. Such studies should also incorporate socioeconomic factors and consider ethical guidelines for AI use in education, thereby enhancing the methodological approach to AI integration in schools. This brings us to the end of our research presentation. Thank you for listening.
Maraming salamat po sa inyo sa makabuluhang paksa kaugnay sa pananaw at praktikal na aplikasyon ng artificial intelligence sa edukasyon ng mga Chinese high school sa Tondo at Santa Cruz, Manila. Upang kumplituhin ng hanay ng ating mga tagapagsalita ngayong araw, narito ang isang gurong may malalim na interes sa Capuchin Franciscan heritage at sosyohiya ng Katolisismong Filipino sa konteksto ng mga distrito ng Maynila. Si Jason Yu de la Cruz, OFS, ay isang assistant sa Planning, Research and Human Resource Development Office at isang guro ng Araling Panlipunan sa Lourdes School of Mandaluyong, isang institusyong pang-edukasyon na nasa ilalim ng Order of Friars Minor Capuchin. Nagtapos siya ng kanyang bachelor sa Sosyolohiya sa University of Santo Tomas, kung saan siya ay pinarangalan ng summa cum laude at nakatanggap ng St. Albertus Magnus Award for Research. Bilang isang Third Order Franciscan, ang kanyang mga interes sa pananaliksik at akademikong gawain ay nakasentro sa Capuchin Franciscan heritage sa Pilipinas, Franciscan family, sociology of Filipino Catholicism, at historical sociology. Handog niya ang kanyang presentasyong pinamagatang Ministries of Capuchin Franciscans in the Catholic Communities of Manila, 1886 to 1941. Narito ang abstract ng kanyang papel. This paper explores the ministries of the Capuchin Franciscans in the Catholic communities of Manila since their arrival in 1886 until before the Second World War. Using historical methods and social research, this working paper is an attempt to gather narratives from archival materials and chronicles about the ministries of the Capuchin Franciscans, focusing on 3 areas in Manila: Ermita, Singalong, and Santa Mesa. After the uproars of war and revolution since 1898, various areas were entrusted to them at the time when the Catholic Church in the Philippines was facing multiple unforeseen pastoral crises, such as the interruption of the sacraments in parishes and the secularization of the school system. The Capuchin Franciscans responded through what is identified in this paper as the 3 forms of ministries, namely parochial, catechetical, and medico-spiritual. Consequently, the Capuchin Franciscans primarily focused and oversaw the revitalizing of religious engagement in these areas through the sacraments, popular piety, and Catholic associations encouraged in the parishes. As a complement, they were also involved in doing catechesis and eventually in founding Catholic parochial schools to educate children who were not catechized through the public school system. Uniquely, the Capuchin Franciscans had a special ardor for medico-spiritual ministries, particularly in the chaplainship with hospitals and funding aid in Singalong for the sick, regardless of religion. Thus, this paper proposes how their ministries form a case essential to contextualizing the revitalization of Filipino Catholicism in Manila during the 20th century, particularly in Ermita, Singalong, and Santa Mesa, which was met by social issues in the church, education, and health. At the end, this paper contributes to building socio-historical narratives of Filipino Catholicism and Manila Studies. Muli, para sa kanyang presentasyong pinamagatang Ministries of Capuchin Franciscans and Catholic Communities of Manila, 1886 to 1941. Narito si Ginoong Jason U. de la Cruz, OFS.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. It is my delight to share with you today a piece of our Capuchin Franciscan heritage in the city of Manila. I would like to thank the organizers from UP Manila for this opportunity. I am Jason from Lourdes School, Mandaluyong, and for some time, I've had interest in discovering pieces of histories and sociologies of Catholicism. Alam niyo po, our school, LSM, and the parish were only permitted by Cardinal Santos to be established in the 1950s in exchange for the Capuchin parish of Ermita, which was surrendered to the Archdiocese of Manila. This academic year, we celebrate 65 years since then, and so looking back at the historical events at the backdrop of our school, of our local history, brings all the more meaning to my sharing today. In this paper, I intend to share about 3 places in Manila, formerly in the care of the Capuchins: Ermita, Singalong, and Santa Mesa. The historical data I gathered came from various archives, including the Capuchin archives in Santa Teresita and the Archdiocesan archives in Intramuros. To this, I would like to thank Father Egay, Father Toti, Sir Bernie, the Archdiocesan Archivist, Father Cesar, and Sir Pete for their help in this study. Actually, this is a part of a greater research project I am currently pursuing about the 9 Capuchin martyrs during the 1945 Battle of Manila. The 6 priests had their ministries in these parishes as either as parish priests or as assistant priests. And particularly, I would like to highlight 3 kinds of ministries which the Capuchins undertook in these parishes in Manila. By ministry, we mean a spiritual undertaking or service in the Capuchin missions. First is their parochial ministry in the churches of Ermita, Singalong, and Santa Mesa. This mostly catered to the spiritual, liturgical, and sacramental life or needs of the faithful. Second is their catechetical ministry, pertaining to their efforts to teach the faith and eventually to found schools as an educational complementary of their parishes in forming children according to the Catholic faith. Third is what I call to be medico-spiritual, which cater to the healing of body and soul, even for non-Catholics. This focuses on their chaplainship also in medical institutions and providing medical help such as medicine and treatment to those in need. Personally, I find this the most interesting of the 3 because the Capuchin order started at the time of epidemics when the first Capuchin friars would serve the sick. Also among the religious orders, it was the discussed Franciscans in the Philippines who were known to establish hospitals and hospices during the Spanish colonial period. We start the historical context of these ministries when American colonization began. The Catholic Church in the Philippines fell into some sort of disarray following the Philippine Revolution and the Philippine-American War. These religious issues were mixed in with social issues in the lack of basic needs, change in political and educational systems, and spread of infectious diseases. New religions were also sprouting at the time. They coincided with anti-friarly sentiments and the abhorrence of any Spanish traces. So the apostolic delegation and the Archbishop of Manila were administratively at the forefront in responding to these issues. This then prompted Pope Leo XIII to publish 𝗀𝗏 as a guidepost document on how to proceed, such as by training more Filipino priests and by inviting different religious orders and congregations to do missions in the Philippines. Many of the Spanish friars had abandoned their towns, churches, and convents. They were left empty for so long, and the number of native priests were not enough and not proportional to the territory and the number of Catholics. Some places in Manila were not regained by these orders after the revolution. For example, Tondo and Malate did not return to the Augustinians, nor Ermita and Santa Cruz to the Recollects. The Franciscan family was no exception. In Manila, their ministries involved parishes, convents, the Third Order, the monasterio, hospices, and hospitals. Most famous would be San Lazaro Hospital, and a printing press in Sampaloc. By the end of the 19th century, the Franciscans were even taking charge of a high school in Albay named after Saint Bonaventure, the seraphic doctor of the church. However, the Augustinians recollects the Dominicans and Franciscans were not the only religious orders doing their missions before the Spanish colonization ended. In 1859, the Jesuits returned since their expulsion. In 1862, the Vincentians arrived and were assigned in seminary formation. And in 1895, the Benedictines came and gradually replaced the Jesuits in their missions in Mindanao. They worked along with the religious congregations which were invited by the apostolic delegation in the 1900s, and most of them are still active in our country. But among the missionaries who were already here before the revolution were the Capuchin Franciscans who arrived in 1886. This is a reform group seeking to follow the Franciscan rule more faithfully, as they say, to the letter and without gloss. The people know them as the 𝗶𝗵 𝗏𝗏. And when they came to Manila and wherever they go, their beards and habits differentiated them from the familiar discussed Franciscans. Important to note also that when the Capuchins arrived, when the young, also a Capuchin, Blessed Josemaria de Manila, also a resident of Intramuros, was still 6 years of age. He was already in high school when the Church of the Capuchins became known for Our Lady of Lourdes. The Capuchins eventually decided to start missions in the Philippines, which they intended firstly just to be a stopover. Their first assignment was in 2 chapels in Gagalangin and Tondo. They rented a Bahay Kubo as their first, although temporary, convent. A side note, the chronicles of the Capuchins also indicate of their assignment somewhere in Manila, in a chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Sorrows in Camba Street, which is now a parish. Speaking of permanency, from the Bahay Kubo, they moved to live in San Marcelino and different parts of Intramuros, but finally settled on a property along General Luna Street. And this was the center for the Capuchin missions up until the church and convent were destroyed during the Battle of Manila in 1945. First, about their parochial ministries. In the early 20th century, the Capuchins sent in provinces outside Manila were either welcomed or rejected due to anti-Fraile sentiments and a preference for native clergy. They were even offered by the then Father Jorge Barlin the Peña Francia Church, but it did not prosper. After praying to Saint Joseph, the Capuchin missions pursued, which included Ermita, Singalong, and Santa Mesa, and Lourdes Church in Intramuros. Before the Revolution, Ermita belonged to the Recollects. It was abandoned and in ruin when the Capuchins took over in 1903 with Father Mariano de Olot as parish priest. With community support, they began restoring the church and convent. At the time of the Capuchins also, the community of Ermita was successful in the return of the original image of Nuestra Señora de Guía, which was kept in the Manila Cathedral for many decades. In the past, the parishioners were consistent in doing signature campaigns, but by 1917, Father Vicente de Pamplona finally obtained from Archbishop Odo Herty the permission to return this image, which was made on December 18, 1918. Various novenas and Triduum are also celebrated in this church, including the annual festivities in honor of the Nuestra Señora de Guía, the Black Nazarene, and Saint Therese. Several Catholic organizations were also active in Ermita, such as Catholic Action and the Hermandad de Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno, and the Conferencias de San Vicente de Paul provided alms to the poor. Important to note also that 2 beatified Capuchin martyrs had been assigned in Ermita, Blessed Emigio de Papiol and Blessed Sebia de Terrassa. They were martyred during the persecution of the Spanish Civil War in the 1930s. In Singalong by 1896, a visita or chapel dedicated to Saint Anthony had existed and was built by the faithful of Singalong. This was then considered part of Pineda in Pasay. On June 26 of that year, the Archbishop authorized to bless this visita and allowed masses to be offered there. However, as early as 1892, a certain Mr. Matias Kahili had already invited the Capuchins to establish a mission in Singalong, but the friars declined. Despite this, when the visita was established, the friars visited and began catechizing in Singalong alongside the spread of the Aglipayan faith. By 1901, they started offering masses regularly on Sundays and holy days. Singalong flourished since then, so the Archbishop proposed in 1905 to create it as a parish. After the parish priests of Pineda, Malate, and San Fernando de Dilao agreed, the Archbishop established the parish on February 13, 1906, with Father Mariano de Olot as its first parish priest. Eventually, Singalong grew in Catholic population, which prompted Father Felix de Guzquiza to push through with the construction of a larger church in Art Deco style, despite financial constraints. Father Florencio de Lesaon continued this project, and the church was inaugurated on the feast of St. Anthony in 1933. Devotion to St. Anthony was alive, especially to the Los Caballeros de San Antonio, Pia Union de San Antonio, and the Pan de los Pobres. Many came also to Singalong to pray and assist at Mass on Tuesdays. The chapel built in Santa Mesa, sponsored by a Mrs. Emilia Fresel, was initially served by the Jesuits. Documents from the Archdiocesan archives show that by 1905, the Archbishop already intended to make this a parish dedicated to the Immaculate Conception. However, it was on October 12, 1911 that Archbishop Harty officially established Santa Mesa Church, formed from the canonical territories of Sampaloc, Pandacan, and San Juan del Monte. Father Pedro de Solo, who was the superior of the Capuchins at the time, accepted the pastoral care of Santa Mesa on March 18, 1912, and was dedicated to the Most Sacred Heart of Jesus, a devotion close to the Capuchins. Father Marcelino de Salt was its first parish priest, and a convent was built beside the chapel. Eventually, the friars got support, and renovations and improvements have been made over the number of years. The Anuario Missional of the Capuchins highlights the conversions earned and the devotions held in this church, such as those in honor of Saint Therese, the Virgin of Lourdes, and the Aguinaldo Masses or Simbang Gabi. But for the Capuchins, having a church was not enough. They needed to reach and teach those who are yet to know the Catholic faith, especially children. Catechesis was by going to areas or eventually by establishing a school as a complement to the parish. This is important to note since at the time, the need for Catholic education, Catholic schools, and catechesis became important with the secularization of the school system. So for purposes of this paper, the founding of these schools is classified also as catechetical, drawing from the initial inspirations of the Capuchins. The Capuchins also published catechism in various languages for use in their missions in and outside the Philippines. One other catechetical engagement common in Capuchin churches and communities were Sunday schools. In 1905, they established an elementary school in Tabaco, Albay, and later managed a Catholic school in Tanay, Rizal. In Ermita, there were youth catechists and Catholic Women's League members teaching children, especially those preparing for First Communion. In Santa Mesa, the Capuchins coordinated with local public schools to provide catechesis. Bacood, a part of Santa Mesa, was reconverted to Catholicism since Father Ladislao opened a Sunday school and offered regular masses and conferred the sacraments despite opposition from the Aglipayans, according to Chronicles of the Capuchins. In 1903, the Capuchins established a parochial school in Ermita, which up until today is running. This school was initially founded in the parish courtyard by Father Mariano de Olot, using funds donated by Archbishop Harty, who was close to the Capuchins. For some time, the school was able to give free education. The Capuchins also established a free school for the poor and a casa retiro or boarding house for students taking their studies in Intramuros. Under the direction of the parish priest, this boarding house aimed to foster religious and moral training of students. And in the school, catechesis is central to everyday routine. In 1938, the Capuchins also established a parochial school in Singalong, which is also running up until today. When Father Florencio de Lesaon was parish priest, he recognized the need to give catechesis for children attending public schools. This would complement and enliven Catholicism in Singalong, especially that a new church had been built. And so, even with little funds, Father Florencio proceeded with a construction of a school and doing the necessary preparations, buying the equipment, recruiting teachers, getting government recognition, such that by June 1938, the school was already operating. Now it is known as St. Anthony's School, but its original name was Immaculate Conception Institute, in which the Sisters of St. Paul of Chartres came to help. Father Florencio was popular with the students. Father Raimundo de Labiano, his successor, was as passionate in forming the school's teachers, with Father Santiago de Birico assisting him through music and teaching. Lastly, the Capuchins were also involved in what I call as medico-spiritual ministries. Efforts were done to respond to the needs of body and soul of those in Manila, even in the early years of the order. This is very fitting because the patron of the Capuchins in the Philippines, Our Lady of Lourdes, is a known intercessor for the sick. During the 1902 cholera epidemic, the Capuchins took over chaplain duties at the Hospital Español de Santiago in Makati. Father Roman de Vera and Father Mariano de Olot worked with the Sisters of Charity to administer last rites and attend to the sick. Later on, the Capuchins also took chaplaincy of the Philippine General Hospital, most notably also during and after the Battle of Manila in 1945. The hospital temporarily served as the provisional church of Ermita up until a separate temporary chapel was built in 1947. The Capuchins in Santa Mesa also provided last rites to patients at the Santol Tuberculosis Sanatorium, now known as Quezon Institute. They visited frequently and was supported by the Archbishop. Father Ladislao de Busturia noted that the sanitarium always had terminally ill patients and he would visit every Tuesday. Despite the difficulty, the friars found this ministry crucial as they catered to the sick who were abandoned. Additionally, his parish in Santa Mesa hosted a tuberculosis hospital within the parish complex, supported by the Liga Antituberculosa. In Singalong, the Capuchins had the Patronato de Nuestra Señora de Lourdes. Established by Don Manuel Encauste in 1929, this fund provided medical assistance to both Catholics and non-Catholics. A clinic near the convent offered free services from doctors, nurses, and a pharmacy. From 1929 to 1935, expenses for this patronage amounted to over 52,000 pesos, which would be around 6 to 8 million pesos today. The friars visited the sick for house-to-house confessions and viaticum, conferring the sacraments and providing material and spiritual help. Their efforts won over many individuals, bringing them back to the Catholic Church. Two Sisters of St. Paul of Chartres also helped in providing medicine and free consultations and ensuring individuals received sacraments. Another initiative, called the Ayuda de la Buena Muerte, or Aid for a Good Death, involved a team of a visitor, a doctor, and 2 nuns caring for the sick, focusing on both material and spiritual needs, especially for the dying. To conclude, after the Second World War, the order encountered many difficulties in terms of their recovery. These ministries were reoriented and adapted to the socio-economic situation of the order and of the whole Philippines, particularly Manila. Out of the 3 churches, only Ermita Church had been heavily damaged. In 1956, a new church was constructed and completed but was reclaimed in 1957 by the Archbishop in exchange for the permission to build the St. Francis Church in Mandaluyong. The Archdiocese reclaimed Santa Mesa Church in 1995 and Singalong Church in 1997. Up until today, the parochial schools of Ermita, Ermita Parochial School, Singalong, St. Anthony's School, and Santa Mesa, Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic School, remain and are administered by the Archdiocese. The order now only oversees 2 schools, Lourdes School Quezon City and Lourdes School of Mandaluyong. The medico-spiritual ministry of the Capuchins evolved today, we can say, to the 𝗏𝗏 de Padre Pio, a small clinic located under the Mandaluyong Parish, and also providing mobile medical services. This is aside from the individual and for others collective also, but the many efforts of the friars, devotees, the faithful, even students, parents, and teachers to deliver medical aid in small ways or big. With that, I hope that we continue to carry on a spirit of fraternal concern, compassion, and charity that is central to Capuchin spirituality and Capuchin apostolates. As seen in these narratives, religion was a binding element in various dimensions of social life. Spiritual, in education, health, and even community relations. I hope that our faith today brings the same unitive power, of course in charity and good works. Again, it is my joy to share today our Capuchin Franciscan heritage. As what we say in school, Pax et Bonum, peace and all good. Magandang
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong de la Cruz, sa makabuluhang pagtalakay ng mga ministeryo ng Capuchin Franciscans sa mga Katolikong komunidad ng Maynila. Upang pagbigyang pugay at pasasalamat sa mga nakipanayam ngayong araw, nais naming ibigay ang sertipiko ng pagpapahalaga sa ating mga tagapagsalita sa araw na ito. Ang nilalaman ng sertipiko ay ang sumusunod. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Ishan L. Bello, Hashanti Nikisha T. Liao, China N. Jimenez, Sean Avery L. Ko, Andre H. Su, at Jason U. de la Cruz for being a speaker in the webinar MNL, Mga Natatanging Lektura, Districts of Manila, Episode 3, Various Districts, History and Education, held virtually on the 6th of September by the MSP Facebook page and YouTube channel. Signed, 𝗦𝗁𝗡 M. Reyes, PhD, Convener, Manila Studies Program, and Professor Maria Constancia O. Carrillo, PhD, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences, University of the Philippines, Manila. Muli, maraming salamat sa ating mga kasama na nakiluhok sa diskusyon ngayong araw. Nawa ay marami tayong natutunan mula sa ating mga tagapagsalita at bahanginan. Mangyaring salubungin natin sila ng isang masigabong palakpakan. At mula sa Universidad ng Pilipinas, Manila, Kolehiyo ng 𝗏𝗵𝗃𝗁 at Manila Studies Program, isang taus-pusong pasasalamat sa lahat ng lumahok sa ating episode ng MNL, Mga Natatanging Lektura patungkol sa mga distrito ng Maynila. Samahan ninyo kami sa iba pang pagkakataon habang patuloy natin itinataguyod ang mga paksang may kaugnayan sa Manila Studies. At kung nagustuhan ninyo ang panayam, maaari ninyong bisitahin ang aming YouTube channel para sa iba pang makabuluhang paksa. Muli, maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Mabuhay tayong lahat!